It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Green Live Stream. I'm your host, Edie Arndell. It's good to be back. I'm mostly good.
Yeah.
Still a little sniffly, but you
Yeah.
know, you do it. You deal with it however you can. And I'm here with Mr. Scott Free. How's it going, Scott?
Doing good, doing good. Hey, everybody.
Hey, we have a returning guest, Wissam. It's so good to see you. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me again. And hello to all your listeners and watchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already had Brian in our chat earlier. He was ready to go. He said, "Be right back."
He's a regular. He's a regular.
Mr. Brian Grigsby. Like, what did he said? So, you know, we ask our listeners to go engage, right? And this is what he said today. My latest tactic is not to engage, but just say Green Party in chats when people are arguing.
Yes,
I will try
love
to average
that.
5 per day.
That is wonderful. I love it.
So, you are still putting together the Arab and Muslim caucus for National Green Party, right? Getting very
Yes.
close is what I understand.
Yes, we're very, very close. We need just a final push to. It's kind of reminds me of the ballot access, where you have to get a little bit more of a cushion, just in case there's any issues with any registrations that you can. Yeah, so we're gonna work a little bit on that cushion. We're just excited. We tried to get the accreditation going before our 1-year anniversary since we started, which is in about mid-February. So I think there's a chance that we still can make it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you have been instrumental in creating like a national database for everybody to come get together in the Green Party, which I really like. We use Basecamp because it's encrypted and we just talk to each other, but we just rolled it out on the national level, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how are you liking it so far?
It's great. We've seen great things on it. It actually is shaping up the way we envisioned it. So many times you envision something and then you're struck by a different reality, but actually it is taking the shape that we envisioned it to be, which is a national inner Green Party community. It's taken that shape. Just last week, in the social chat, they had a post about, introduce us to your pets, and everyone was posting
I
their
missed that
their
one.
pet pictures. So a lot of human connections in the national community, the community hubs.
Mhm.
And then also because it has all the tools to organize in a project management fashion, it is also helping us get more organized. And that's really the purpose of it, is to connect the party more together, to create a space where we grow this community bond. We belong together. And then also to give us the tools so we can organize. We have very few volunteers compared to the nation and the challenges that we are faced with. So we need all the tools to give us the efficiency in dealing with these projects and aspirations. Basecamp has that ability. It's going to take us a while to really get the hang of it and use it to its potential, but it's already pushing us forward. And the whole goal of that is actually to make it easier for more members to engage in various parts of the party. Because if you're in Illinois Green Party and you're using Basecamp, and now you want to join the international committee, and they're using Basecamp, you're so familiar with the tool that you will engage much faster than, let's say, they're introducing you to a new software that they're using to engage. So, and that also will help onboarding. So a new member will enter into a community space, can be partnered with somebody in that space. People also can manage their communication so they can set their notification. That's one thing about Basecamp that's very important. I always emphasize when I do trainings about it, is that although it seems the communication increases when you are on Basecamp, but that's up until you understand the notification settings, which are very, very comprehensive. Yeah, everyone bit
I
his
struggle a little.
Yeah.
and then you do the settings, because it's very important to protect ourselves from communication fatigue. If we're gonna sustain this engagement,
Right.
especially with everything else other than being engaged in the Green Party, is just the whole digital world is overwhelming. We need to pay attention to communication fatigue, whether it is inside the party or outside of it. So we understand the future. So we need to have these tools, and Basecamp has amazing tools in how you control the communication, control your engagement, your attention. You protect your focus. So for these three main reasons and more, things are working well. The goal of it is so we can enter into a phase of recruitment. Had a lot of momentum coming out of 2024 elections, and we thought it's going to slow down, but with everything that's happening in the country, it's just it's like people are actually looking for a real change, and they're really tired.
Right.
And we need to be there. We just need to show them that there is alternatives. There is this infrastructure that has been maintained for the last 50 years for Americans to flee to, if they want to prioritize peace, planet, and people.
Yeah.
I really like what this feels like a new viewer or like first commenter. I don't know how you say that. Ewal Sharis 4614. I'm sure I got that really wrong.
Yeah, you got the number right.
The United States of America is so ready for the Green Party to take leadership.
Yes.
And they also say, I love the ideology of the Green Party.
Yes,
thank you so much for all your efforts.
Oh, thank you so much. And I was going to say that certainly just this past 2 weeks, with Greg Stoker coming on board to run for U.S. Congress in Texas with the Green Party, and then Anthony Aguilar, who's going to run for Congress in North Carolina. Green Party. So, and I've just seen online, I mean, their posts are really, really going viral. Huge numbers of people are following them and reporting on that they are running for Congress. So this is the time. Edie and I joke that, it's not a green wave, it's a green tsunami. So, it's happening. It is definitely happening.
Yeah. And Butch as well. He's already at 5%.
He's at 5%.
He went from 2 to 5% in 1 month.
Yes.
And he just got endorsed by Medea Benjamin from Code Pink and Nina Turner.
Right. From Democratic Party. So that was a big
former
right there.
Democratic Party, because he was talking about that on the video they did last night, that once you sign on to Green, Democrats will never welcome you back.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about them, huh?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and there is going to be a critical mass of switching from Democrats to Green Party, and also from Republican to Green Party, by the way, because there is this myth that we only take voters from the Democratic Party, but there was a study in 2024 that showed we almost take equal amount from Republicans and Democrats. But anyway, there's a critical mass where this Honorable Turner, she switched. She endorsed Dr. Butch as a Green candidate, and she abandoned the Democratic Party. And there's gonna be more personalities coming this way until there is a critical mass, and that gives us more responsibility. So our priority inside the Green Party is just to prepare the party for this influx of activists and prepare ourselves also as we grow, because there are challenges with growth. You require more diversity, more methods to emphasize values, to align with values while protecting the richness of the difference in
Mhm.
perspectives. There's people can have the same value, but have opposite perspectives on how to get to it, or how to implement it, or how does it translate on in real life. And we have to develop that tolerance and understanding that we probably needed less of when we were in smaller groups, but as we grow,
Yeah.
definitely will
Yeah.
need to expand.
No, good point. Good point.
I was just going to say, to have a difference of opinion is 100% okay. It's the way you express it that really matters. If you do it with respect and kindness and, open heart, open mind on both sides, sometimes you can compromise. Sometimes you're still going to disagree. But, Green Party is run like a democracy. If you just can't come to an agreement, we just vote on things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is all about the values. Thank you. So that kind of brings us to where it's not such a hospitable place right now. I mean, Green Party is all about building our community, and one community has been devastated, TikTok.
Yeah.
And I know that's been bothering a lot of people today. I deleted my TikTok account today.
Good for you.
So did you?
I tried. They didn't like my password. I know it's the right password. I'm still trying.
Probably trying to stop the hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
It is very disappointing, really, what's happened today, because I didn't think that it's going to happen this fast, and this. I thought they're going to try to do it gradually. The censorship, the kicking out of the activists, but they write it, and I did some tests on my account, started posting various things. For example, attacking TikTok wasn't censored for me, but mentioning Epstein was totally censored. I got shadow banned with that. So just like I'm trying to figure out what already they have programmed, but it's already a disaster. The platform is gone. Is basically totally in censorship hand, and a pro-Zionist, I don't know pro what, hands. And there is an exodus from it, mostly to upscroll, which is the good news over here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But Gen Z is targeted. That's something that they have pronounced. They have pronounced that, and I've mentioned it in one video. I'm making a new video also about it. Is that the next genocide is a genocide of information. It's a genocide to hide all the previous genocides.
Yeah.
Ethnic cleansing that has been taking place for the last 100 years in Palestine, and then also everything that is symbolic to it, that supported it, which is the empire and prioritization of the war industry and the oil and all these things that are culminating together in a very strange way. How ICE and IDF are kind of merging together, and how struggles in the streets of Minnesota and Gaza are merging together. So this environment that has gotten us to this point sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I just want to, if I could add, you were talking about the cross, with IDF and ICE, and there is a government program, and that Anthony Aguilar, that was in his campaign announcement that he did over on Breaking Points. He was really focusing on that, and it's called BIRD, BIRD, binational. Oh, I don't even remember the rest of it, but it's a government program that is cross training, and technically it's binational. It could be any other nation, but surprise, surprise, it's Israel and the U.S. So, and he wants that abolished. But these things are definitely tied together.
So Gen Z has come to light because they have actually expressed their opinion, and their opinion was against power, was against the empire, was against what was going on in Gaza, and the power noticed, and they came for them. As I said, the next genocide is genocide of information, is hiding everything that happened, and they pronounced that they actually say this publicly, and part of which was actually taken over of TikTok, which was a haven for freedom of expression when the Chinese had it,
Yeah.
ironically.
Yeah.
And when the United States got it, and that tells you how far we are from our values that we claim, and our also attacks, and the propaganda about other countries. And Gen Z is going to be the majority voters in 2030. They are
Ooh.
going to determine the 2032 elections. That's 2 elections from now. And that's huge.
Yeah.
And there were statistics during the genocide. There's 67% pro-Palestine, over 75% they were against the genocide in Gaza. Even Jewish Americans under the in Gen Z are majority against what the Israel was doing. So the numbers are staggering. They are also, in general, they are pro environmental justice, they're pro diversity, they are pro immigrants, they are with a more peaceful world. They want they are not looking to become billionaires. There's not that 70s and 80s and 90s hype. They're actually looking for equality, and they're looking for a slower life, and they're looking for more mindful life. So all these things, it's speaking green. We know it in the Green Party. That's like our lingo.
Right.
But whether they're green or not, this is the direction they're going. And they are the next enemy. They pronounce them as being the enemy.
Yeah.
And TikTok is, to tell you the truth, and we have to understand it this way, it's a battle that we've lost.
Yeah, we took that. Yeah.
But it might be the right time. They've done it in the wrong timing during this wave of what feels like fascism that's taken place. And also they've done it so fast, so blatant, that actually it opened the eyes of people. And now you have Upscroll, which is the #1 downloaded app on the App Store the last 48 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I've read through, kind of how they describe it, and it's supposed to be, you see everything, it's chronological, you can chat with all your friends, we don't censor, like none of that. So we're not going to sell your information, no advertisements allowed, all the stuff we hate about the rest of social media, they have removed. So I wanted to put up a couple more comments because they're so good. Amanda Brinkley's here. I waved at her. She said, waving back.
There you go.
And we all do love Green Party. It's just like the Green Party has been uplifting humanity and Earth its whole existence, and only seeks to do more, so faster as it moves through time.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right. The initial purpose was absolutely on target, and we are still there. I mean, all of us have come new to the Green Party, but yeah, I mean, it's eco-socialism, and it is in the right direction. Absolutely. Thank you.
And doesn't that happen throughout history? Like something will exist for a long time, and then it has its moment.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like this is our moment. And our new friend, I'm not going to try that again. There's a Polish saying, not going to try that either.
Oh, try it. Come on.
No, I'm good. It means that there were two parties where two parties fight. I need to quit reading. The third party can use that as an opportunity. Go Green people.
Right.
So I should let you read the comments from that one.
Oh, I don't know if I'll do any better, but thank you.
Still a little
yeah,
but yeah,
no, absolutely.
So, yeah, they're showing their hand and people are reacting. I'm kind of excited about the talk about general strikes. They've already had one. They're going to try to make it nationwide coming up on the 30th, this Friday. I've already had all kinds of people say that they're not going to work and they're not going to school.
Yeah,
and they're not spending. So it's like the people are starting to understand they have the power. They just weren't sure how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, the protesting, we've been protesting for years. It's not, I mean, it's swayed public opinion, which is fantastic, but it doesn't challenge the power structure.
Right.
What do you think, Wissam?
Yeah, I mean, that it requires a certain critical mass for a general strike to work, but I think this one is going to be very powerful on January 30th, already sponsored and endorsed and pushed by so many various organizations. It's the last Friday it took place in Minnesota. It was very effective. And I think it will pick up and it will have a strong effect this Friday. But more than that, even in the context of TikTok, like Upscrolled is a nice app. You know how much few engineers can do without an injection of the large amounts of money that usually go into such apps. So it's a great app. It is not going to beat the technology behind TikTok or Instagram. But it's something that will do and will protect our values, will protect our speech during this time. But it is an eye-opening that there is a battle and we need tools. We need to pay attention to it, especially the ones who are targeted. So Gen Z, if you're listening to me right now and you're under 28, you are the most targeted. We're all targeted, but you're the most targeted. Your opinion is the most targeted because you are the critical mass that will change the direction of the country, and they are worried about that. So the same thing with the strike. What can we do? What can we do to stop what's taking place today? Democrats and Republicans are voting to fund ICE and to fund DHS, and it's crazy. And we have the two senators here in Michigan that recently has taken a stance against voting for funding. But after what? You already have voted several times pro-militarization of our immigration system, and before that you have voted for the bombs that have fell on the heads of the children of Gaza. Of course, you have set the tone for such immoral votes and acts to take place, and you've set the ground, and there's nothing that will stop you. I've said it in the first weeks of genocide, because there was a vote for a ceasefire in Congress, and it failed. Out of the 100 senators, including Bernie at that time, they all voted no on ceasefire.
Right.
100 out of 100. And in the House of Representatives, only I think 13 voted for ceasefire.
Wow.
And I sent a message at that time, like, how can you sleep at night? You know that your vote is actually causing children to be killed at night. How can you sleep? Like, just explain to me, how can you vote and sleep? So people who has done that for years now, for 3 years of genocide, it is they've gotten used to it with this dynamic of power that's in Congress.
Yeah, I say it a lot on the show that there's a pathology, a real evil pathology that gets people to be the heads of the Democratic Party and Republican Party. I mean, there's some sickness going on, because that's the thing. They do it. They vote for the bombs. They vote for the slaughter. They vote, and they've done it over and over and over again. And it just shows. And, and hopefully people are starting to understand the process that gets these politicians to their level, to be running our country. They sold out a long time ago, but there is real evil at their core that allows this, they don't have a conscience about this. Now they see they're in trouble. So now they're trying to make nice statements, but no.
And their response is completely anemic.
Right.
It's like, get out of here.
Right.
Like,
and
but don't use any of the tools at your disposal to make that happen.
Right.
You know,
And
don't arrest the guy that murdered Renee Good, or help me with the other two people.
Alex Preddy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then there's the other guy that got killed on New Year's Eve. Porter, Keith Porter.
Keith Porter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right. We have state police. Who are they working for? They're working with the feds. They're not working on our side. They're not protecting us. And those are Democratic run state police. Democrats.
So yeah, we the people are so tired of the deception in the media and mainstream.
Yeah.
We got good green media here. But go ahead, Wissam.
And there are other things that are taking place with that people are not talking about because of the size of the major news, like the economic hardships that people are going through, the infrastructure that continues to be with no innovation. We remain to have a lack of public transportations in most American cities. We suffer from that at the family level. I can tell you so many. Sometimes I tell my kids I wish that everything was good otherwise, so I can work on this issue by itself. But then you have all these priorities. We have Americans fleeing the United States that we're not paying attention to. This is not in the news, but it's actually staggering numbers. I know that, for example, Americans moving to Ireland in 2024, there were 4,600 Americans that moved permanently to Ireland. And then in last year, it went almost double, like 9,600. They moved to Ireland. There's now a trend of Americans moving to Netherlands and Italy and various European countries, and they have organizations that help Americans move there, and there are tons of real estate agents just for Americans moving. There's a whole industry that is based on this movement, and it's not even in the news. It's not something that we're talking about, but there's actually this huge wave that's taken place of Americans abandoning the country, moving to Canada and to Europe.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I'm more of a fighter. This is my country. You can't have it. I mean, I if that is your choice, I respect it, but that's just not me. Oh, I'm sorry, the wrong one.
Oh. Well,
I was going to put this up. Hiya, folks. There's Kalia.
Oh, hey, Kalia. All right.
Yeah, me too, Edie. I can't feel happy there if I know that I have left the fight,
right,
and I've left my comrades on the streets, and it's not gonna feel. I'm not gonna feel satisfied. Some people can, and that's fine, but I can't. I'm not that type. I'll feel like there's a challenge that I've lost. I've chosen the easy way. We really have a responsibility, and it's part of really. The commitment to the Constitution, right? Like the protection of the Constitution, of the American values. Tomorrow, actually, I'm having a gathering in my house in celebration of Thomas Paine's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to emphasize. I've always done that, but it is important to emphasize that many of the true American values that barely made it to life through the Bill of Rights and through the Constitution are under attack, are challenged, and part of our constitutional duty and our national duty and a human duty is to protect these values that all have come from this Enlightenment age and the movement towards more humanitarian values.
I wanted to say I scroll on the TV, and I happened to turn on CNN last night, and Anderson Cooper was interviewing the woman. She was called the woman in the pink coat, and she was there against the wall filming when they murdered Alex Pratt. I get his last name wrong.
Pretty.
And Pretty. And it's a I mean, I highly recommend. I don't know if they have it on YouTube or something. I highly recommend it. What she talked about was so much of what we are talking about here in terms of to really care so much. She knew the dangers, she knew what was at stake, and she knew how important it was for her to be there. And, and so sure enough, she was right there at the right angle. Obviously it was all kind of random, but nobody knew it was going to happen. But she speaks to that about community. Her whole talk was about how she knew how she felt compelled to help and in any way she could. And so it's excellent and really it's very inspiring. It's very inspiring to hear her talk. And she was doing the work of the community of Minnesota. That's for sure.
Yes, very impressive resistance in Minnesota, community solidarity, and the media is still doing a very, a poor job of covering it the way it's covered, and to challenge power. There's still long way to go. But I always remember Dr. Jill Stein's words during her campaign. She used to say, "Where Gaza goes, we all go." And this seems a manifestation of that statement very fast.
Yep,
it's coming through very fast.
Yep.
But the positive side of this is people are waking up. People are seeing things clearer. They are recruiting for us. They are motivating us. They are making it an existential threat for us, where we have no choice but to fight, but to organize, but to wake up. And the world is waking up. Europe, just a couple of days ago, they've passed a resolution in the EU to be more dependent on European tech, fearing
Good for them.
that's taking place.
Okay.
And they have a lot of tools, but it's small in specific countries, especially that they have a variety of languages. But now they are paying more attention as a European Union, which might be a positive thing for us. And Saudi Arabia, unlike the previous attack with other countries in the Middle East, actually most of the countries in what's called the Middle East, I hate to use that term, but they have refused attacks on Iran to be taken place on their land, from their land or their air. Even UAE, a couple of days ago, the foreign ministry said that we're not going to allow any attack to be taken place from our. So things are changing, and it's going to continue to change. But we need the people who are sitting aside to move. We need help.
Yes.
We need everyone who's listening to us right now to know that we need help. We need every single person to be active, to get engaged. Please leave them a link or something where they can join the Green Party wherever they are.
I was going to say, in any state that you're in, the Green Party will need help petitioning to get on the ballot. That is happening. It's going to be happening early this year. States have different laws and rules around those, but everybody can help, especially with petitioning.
Oh, two things. Well, I'll get to Clea's question first, but then I wanted to bring up the Michigan candidates, if you know anything about them, if you want to.
Oh, yeah. But go ahead, Kalia. Yeah.
Wissam, if you could please explain why the Middle East is not the correct description.
Sure.
Don't know.
Yeah, so the Middle East is the term used by the British colonialism at that time. It is Middle East relative to Britain. But more than that is that when the mindset of colonialism is to strip people from their identity, to turn people into a region rather than people. So rather than calling them Arabs or whoever they're attacking or colonizing, they call it a region. They call the region, and they call it relative to them as a reference point. It goes along the idea of superiority, that the word is only relative to where we are. It is strange because some countries in the Middle East are actually to the west of some countries that are considered in the West,
There you go. Right, exactly. There you go.
but it's still considered, considered that.
I gotcha. I had to like move that around in my head for a second.
Yeah.
One of the tools of colonialism is to occupy also the names.
Mhm.
Well, I was gonna say they just, I don't know if it passed, of law in Florida. I mean, this is what our laws are like in this country. They are passing a law saying you cannot use the term West Bank anymore. I mean,
What do they want to use?
I don't know, like something from Israel's word verbiage. I don't remember. I don't want to say anything because I'll get it wrong. But you're right, they're changing the names, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's a war on names too. The war on identity,
And culture.
Yeah.
and culture and language.
Mhm.
Had an episode. We have a series in the Arab American Center for Culture and Arts about Arab identity, and we just done one about the attack on language. We have another one coming. Even the language, they try to sometimes the colonialists try to suppress the language. The language in which you express your resistance, you express yourself, it's
Right.
muffled and suppressed. And with today's, I think what the internet has done is as revolutionary as what the printing press has done. The printing press brought the tools for enlightenment,
Mhm.
and today the internet is bringing something new. We haven't given it a name yet, but it's kind of an international solidarity, where all the people who are suffering and struggling are kind of uniting or connecting, and all the people who want to subjugate others, they have these theories, because I've sat and I've had discussions with some of them. They have these genetic theories, and they tell you people are different. Some people have lower IQ than others, and there are some people who should lead the world, and they believe in that. And they're doctors and they're engineers and they're smart people, and they're with various ethnicities. It's not about it's just a mindset, and it's also bringing them together. So it is important that the unified space for our struggles unify us. We realize that we have a unified front. And I felt, I probably, a part of the immaturity of being younger, I used to prioritize struggles. I say, okay, I'm not too much involved with this struggle. I am more focused on this struggle. But then I realized that it's actually, like Martin Luther King said, oppression anywhere or silence anywhere.
It's just injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And our new friend put it in here, but then she said, I meant to say it. Sorry, injustice.
There you go.
I call those fat finger mistakes. I make them all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think it's this growing awareness that this has been going on everywhere across the world, and people are suffering everywhere at the hands of just like this tiny, tiny group of people, like about 3,000 people are making the world miserable. And that is just crazy. And when we all get together, it will stop. Some people are just waking up to the fact that this is, they can't believe this is happening here. This is America, or United States. And a lot of people are like, it's always been like this. You just now see it because it's coming to threaten you.
Yeah.
Especially people of color, Native Americans.
Yeah.
I mean, just the insult of where they are, where Native Americans were held right there. I don't remember the year. I'm not my head's not very clear right now, but this is what America's always been. It's just now it's out in the open, and it's for everyone. So
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're missing out because where we are in terms of the progress of civilization, we should be in a much better position in terms of comfort and peace and the less anxiety and less stress, universal health care. We spend on healthcare more than any country that has universal healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Our ratings in terms of happiness, the index of happiness, I think we mentioned it in the last time I was with you. It is not very impressive.
Right.
Why would countries in Europe, for example, that sometimes have lower GDP than some of our states, have such a well-being of their citizens?
Mm-hmm.
Why we are deprived from that? Why is the Denmark only concerned of how to make buses more adapting to bicycles, and we are still cannot even afford having regular public transportation or a chain of trains or railroads
High-speed rail.
to connect our states better than they are,
Right.
make it more affordable to move across the country. So all these questions, come that there is a lost opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of us who is an adult citizen in the United States either did not go to the ballot, which is like 50 to 60%, and then there are those who went to the ballot. Most probably, most of them, they had the choice of Green Party on the ballot,
Mm-hmm.
and they've chosen something else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope we're going to get to a point where we are awakened to that.
Yes.
I have always voted Green Party since I became an adult, without understanding the Green Party very well, without being a member of it, just because, okay, I'm going to vote now, so let me see what parties there are in the United States. So, at that time, okay, Green Party, that sounds good. I'm going to vote for the Green Party. I'm not very happy with the Democratic or Republican Party.
Right.
And that's decades ago. And I've been voting Green Party all the way.
Mm-hmm.
The only exception when I voted for Obama the first time, because he fooled me.
Yeah. Right.
Well, they're very good at the propaganda. I just think it's not working anymore because people are seeing the results in their lives. Their lives have gotten increasingly worse. Like Amanda was saying about healthcare, it's a big priority. We're not doing enough to protect Americans from trauma, from lack of adequate healthcare for all of U.S., all of the world. Populace needs healthcare for all. ASAP. Democrats always fail us.
Always, boy.
Always.
They've made a career out of failing us with healthcare. That's for sure.
They are the gatekeepers for third parties, and they hold that space and say one thing and then vote the opposite. They do it every single time and have done so my entire life.
Right. Obama had a super majority. The Democratic Party could have given us universal health care right then in 2008. It could have been done, but no.
Yeah. And I just want to give a shout out to the chat. We've got two of our candidates in the chat.
Oh, yes. All right.
U.S. Senate candidate, Mr. Joe Harrington. What's up, Joe?
All right.
And Alexandria Keating-Sofiakis is running for District 10 against the dreaded Brad Schneider.
Yes. So running for Congress. Yes, Alexandria. Thank you for coming.
I was just going to say, and speaking of that, did you want to talk about any of your fellow Michiganders?
I mean, we have people stepping up, and this is not the full list yet.
Okay.
But these are candidates stepping up for various districts in Michigan, and we have more to come. Michigan actually, like in terms of like Doug, last election, he got over 50,000 votes running for the Senate, and this is the second time he's going to run. Great. And hopefully people who whatever you voted last time, I hope you learned from that. So we need, the problem is green mindset does not seek power. And
Right.
these
Right.
candidates, we need people to understand that if you think that it's not for you, then you are the right candidate. If you're not wanting it, if you're not seeking it, if you are qualified to represent others, and you feel that you are not a person seeking power or seeking to be a politician, then running through the Green Party is for you, because
Yes.
we are not politicians. We are people
Yep.
who want to represent other people, and we want to prioritize people. We don't take any campaign finance from companies or lobbyists. We only run on personal donations, and we are a grassroots movement.
Yep. Absolutely. That's the thing. I know we're called a political party, but we are so different from Democrats and Republicans. Those are careerists. We are volunteers. And it's an entire volunteer network that we are. So you're absolutely right, Wissam. The people who have stepped up to the plate, like Edie, to run for office, we're just doing it to try to help our situation. This is not a career path. We don't, we're just trying to help out, and that's the right reason to join. If anybody hasn't and wants to run for office, also contact your state Green Party, because I know people are still coming on board. And, like I said to Greg Stoker and help me with and Anthony Aguilar. Right. They just came on in the past 2 weeks. So it's still in process. People are signing up to run for office to help the Green Party. What a wonderful way to help the Green Party. That's the right way.
Yep. And that's where you can go check out the Illinois Green Party.
Yes.
And I'll put up our little QR there. So I think it's this way for me. I always forget which way you're supposed to point.
Well, to me, you got it right.
Oh, I did it right. It's counterintuitive. It's the opposite of what I see. But if you want to donate, we're doing kind of like a $26 challenge for 2026. I thought that was kind of cute, or more. If you can, even if you don't live in Illinois, you can still donate and help us out. We're planning. We have 3 candidates so far running statewide, and we might have some late comers to kind of fill out our 7 slate. We're going to see, and our convention's coming up on February 7th.
Yes.
We're going to hold it right smack in the middle of our state. We thought that was like the best way to get the most engagement. Less than 3 hours for anybody that wants to come.
Decatur, Illinois.
Decatur, Illinois at the library. So it's Saturday, February 7th, starting at noon. So if anybody in Illinois wants to come, you're more than welcome. It's open to the public. You get to meet our candidates and see what we're all about.
And I'll just plug, the website's probably down here, ilgp.org. That's our website. In the events, you'll see all the details about everything that goes on, including our weekly hangout. If anybody wants to just come and say hi and hang out with us, we do a weekly Zoom. So Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time. Edie and I will be there, and you could just say hi. So come on, stop in and say hi to us.
Yeah, we need community check-ins, right, Wissam?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think people just need a place to come and feel heard.
Yeah.
I'm really hearing that. I can't remember if I was just talking to someone or watching something. Somebody said that they were. It was David Rich's show, talking about the people for choice. What is it?
Choice voting. Fair Vote Illinois.
Fair
in
Vote,
Illinois. Yep.
And I highly recommend y'all go check out Let's Talk Lake County. That was a really good interview. It says that this one person came up to them. They had a table, was just really mad at him. They blamed him for somebody like Eric Adams winning or something like that. And they just listened to him.
Yeah.
And didn't really just reflected back what he was saying. Like, oh, okay. I understand. And then he came back and said something else, and then came back again. He's like, okay, I'll sign.
No, I mean, ranked choice voting is an interesting process, right? It's not going to guarantee you get the candidate you think you want. That's not how it works, but it's a better indication of what the public wants. And of course, our motivation is that it releases some people of that tension of like, oh, I really want to vote for this Green Party candidate, but I'm afraid this other person might not, win. Or so you can rank them. You rank the green first. Thank you. And then, second, whoever you're.
And second and third. No, I'm kidding.
But so that, not to get too deep into the weeds, but basically the person, when they count the votes, the person that came in last is taken out. And then if that was your first choice, your second choice gets recounted. So it just allows, people to be less stressed. I mean, I'm all for voting all the Green Party candidates and any, leftist or radical candidate there is. But I understand that it's, difficult for some folks. They feel like, they might be helping the wrong side. So ranked choice voting is a wonderful thing. Go check it out. Yeah, in Illinois, it's Fair Vote, Illinois.
Yeah, Fairville, Illinois.
Yeah.
And our new friend apparently lives in Illinois.
Oh my gosh! All right, yes.
What do you know? You got to come say hi.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So look on ilgp.org/events, and we'll have it there. Hopefully I put it there. I can't remember.
We said sorry. We kind of did like a.
I know we saw
Illinois Green
I
Party.
know, I'm enjoying it.
A lot of times we forget to do that because when we do news of the week, it's just like so much information.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, did you want to play these couple of videos? We might have skipped over what they were about.
It's the TikTok, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's worth playing.
Yeah, so the first video is the one by Netanyahu when he pronounced in a meeting. And it's crazy that they do these mistakes and they realize it later. So they're getting better at hiding stuff. If you notice that, they've put they're trying to stop their soldiers from posting all the, their proud genocide.
Oh, right.
They have succeeded in stifling a lot of their soldiers' TikTok videos. So these things, it leaks, but we have to know that what they say behind closed doors is much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that he's publicly pronouncing that the battle now is we cannot fight it with F-35s and we cannot bomb it. It is basically the minds of the young people.
They're trying to colonize our thoughts.
and that's the battleground is TikTok. So we have to take over TikTok.
And it's the close-up one. It's not the two people sitting in the room, right? It's the close-up.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. The close-up one. Here we go.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential.
Yep.
Yep, it's going to be consequential for the person that bought it because it's going to tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Larry Ellis, he's got money. He doesn't need to.
I know, but it's still funny.
You know what's scary at this level of control and power? This 2025, the billionaires, they have increased their wealth by about 26%, which is one of the fastest and most profitable years for them.
Yeah.
There's so much money in hands of billionaires, so many assets that it's really nothing.
Yeah.
There is no value to it anymore. It's a different mindset of thinking where it is really unlimited. You have to understand over 100 million assets is basically unlimited. You basically focus on power. You don't focus on money anymore because you can, if you borrow money at that stage, the interest rate on your borrowed money is less than the accrued interest on your assets.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not to your advantage to spend your money. You just borrow money and then they take insurance on this borrowed money and they just keep borrowing more.
Right.
Well, it's nothing for them. It's nothing. And now it's power. So it doesn't matter how much TikTok is. It doesn't matter how much Twitter was.
Yeah.
It is about power.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, now we have a new word and it came in really fast. Trillionaire, right? I mean, that's our very, very, very future, very near future trillionaires. So yeah, it's
Unless we manage to break them.
exponential. Well, yes, yes, absolutely.
That's what I'm hoping for. And I know what you're saying. It's never been about the money. It's always about power and control. But when you buy something to control it and then everybody leaves, you lost that control.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So
glad
that's what I'm celebrating.
yes, and I'm glad the timing has worked. That right now Upscroll is blowing up. So that's that is wonderful news.
I just hope they protect it. Did
And
you want to play the other one as well, or no?
Right, yeah. The people we want to hear this message is the people who are not aware of what's going on, and that's what worries me. I work with schools, and when I walk down a hallway, I just wonder like how many of these kids realize that they are under such a target. They're being watched, and what they watch, and they're being programmed for the future. So it takes a lot to spread awareness, and now the tools of spreading information is being consolidated in the hands of these powers. So we know all the major news are basically gone.
Yep.
New York Times, whatever.
Yep.
And then we have the journalism is failing, and then we have influencers being paid $7,000 per post.
Right.
For pro-Israel posts. We have influencers banned, like Bisan. She's a famous Palestinian.
Yes.
She got shut down today in TikTok. She had 1.8 million followers.
Yeah.
And the others are coming. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
So when we lose these tools, how do we connect? Like we've figured it out, and Green Party, we moved to a platform where it's kind of independent and we can still connect no matter what happens outside. How about like more national level? How do we have to really think about it? This is really what worries me today. I'm trying to think about it. We've encouraged, I am a member of the Pan-Islamic Alliance, an international organization that fights for the renaissance of the Islamic world, which contains 58 countries. And we've written demanding to have our independent, to have some kind of independent social media, run in independent countries. We've written to the Hague Group, made of 14 countries, to also invest into these. Need investments. Like Upscroll needs a line of investment. If they figure out a way to get to somewhere where we can fund it, we can buy stocks in it or something to help invest in it, to help grow it. That's what I'm thinking, like long term, not only short term. And it will be attacked, so it must be ready to face these attacks. Well, the second video is by the TikTok CEO. I forgot his name, but he's pronouncing very clearly some of their strategies they're going to use for censorship. So you can play it.
Okay.
Designate the use of the term Zionist as a proxy for a protected attribute as hate speech. So if somebody were to use Zionist, of course you can use it in the sense of you're a proud Zionist, but if you're using it in the context of degrading somebody, calling somebody a Zionist as a dirty name, then that gets designated as hate speech to be moderated against. Over the course of 2024, we tripled the amount of accounts that we were banning for hateful activity. We also have, I think, over 24 Jewish organizations that are constantly feeding us intelligence and information when they spot violative trends. There is no finish line. There's no finish line to moderating hate speech, identifying hateful trends, trying to keep the platform safe. There's no such thing as an end game.
But I expected that it will be
Bizan. Yeah, my friend checks on her every morning. You want to keep playing or no?
Yeah, I can.
No, it's
Okay.
it's done. That clip, I just wanted that clip.
Yeah. She's press there, correct?
She's designated as press, yes, and I'm glad that she's still okay
Yeah,
and she's
me too.
still broadcasting. Yeah.
Yeah, hearing her voice, I don't know. It just does something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And it's when he said that, and Jewish organizations are giving us the list. I dislike how they conflate Jewish organizations with Zionist organizations.
Right, of course.
And that's, according to many Jewish scholars and rabbis, like Rabbi Yaqub Shapiro from New York. He says this is anti-Semitism to equate us to a political movement. I don't want to belong to it. Why are you labeling me and redesignating me by force? And anyway, so that's a strategy that they're being proud of. They're pronouncing it.
Yeah. Last Saturday on our show, we covered how IDL was announcing, and again, proudly, that they are monitoring all of us in America 24/7 through our phones of what we are saying. And, and so as he spoke to that we are being monitored for our hate speech, because we are against genocide. So,
well, their hate speech is my rail against injustice. So deal with that. I mean, they can't hide from it any longer. I mean, that's what failing empires do. And we don't need to be an empire. We never did. We could just be a country among countries.
Yeah.
But that's what they do. They over-militarize. They overreach. They eventually ignore all the needs of their own people. And then they fall. And all of us are here. So when that starts to crumble, we have something good to replace it with.
Yes. And while you said that, the militarization, I got to plug Abby Martin's film, Earth's Greatest Enemy. Absolutely fantastic film. I know it's a little hard to reach because she doesn't have a major distributor, but try to find it, and it's absolutely worth seeing. It's pretty shocking, just the level that our military is destroying our Earth. It's really something.
Well, on her website, you can do your own screening. You can schedule one.
Oh, you can. Okay, yeah. So go to her website, but the title is Earth's Greatest Enemy.
I'm sorry, Wissam, what'd you say?
If you can put the name in comments so we can refer back to it.
I don't have an actual link, but at least I'll just have the title in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the censorship that is empowered by billions of dollars and by all the political cover and support that we are facing, we need to face that with a grassroots micro influencers wave. So every one of us needs to be a micro influencer, influencing 10 to 100 people, reaching out to 10 to 100 people. When I post something and I'm shadow banned, I just send a direct message to about 50 of my friends. I said, what? Please don't let 50 see it. It's not going to be seen by thousands, but I let 50 see it. So if we do this, if this is all a form of resistance, and we need everyone, in order for this to work, we need everyone to be in. So I can't emphasize as much, as that. And my kids today, they use TikTok, and today I told them to delete it, and I feel sad for them. Like, what source should I give them to watch? What they're and how many kids, their parents are not aware even of that, and they're just gonna be growing through TikTok or whatever other social media, seeing more things than others, and their mindset will be reprogrammed. That's very dangerous for our future. We saw the programming of minds, what have led us to today, and we've had casualties. It's no longer a poetic distress. It's actually causing blood in the streets, literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to be negative or end on a negative note, but the situation is really something that we really need to step up for it. And the positive side of it is that we are a community. We are the majority,
right?
And Gen Z is the majority, and Gen Z is good. They have a tendency towards great towards goodness, towards humanity. And it's very hard to change them. And they're doing all this, they're investing all this money, they're doing all these political maneuvers to try to change you. And you won't change, but you need to stick together and be the ears of each other and the eyes of each other and protect each other.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think you pulled it back. There, Wissam.
Thank you, Wissam.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Oh,
Did you have anything? That was a great closing remark. Unless you
Yeah,
have anything
yeah.
else that you wanted to mention.
Thank you very much.
yeah. Thanks so much, Wissam. We really love when you come on our show. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you, guys.
absolutely. And tune in Saturday at noon for News of the Week.
Yes. Yes.
Central
Yeah,
Time. So,
Yeah, we'll be covering the TikTok up scroll. There's been a lot of kind of funny memes going out. Like I said, where, the location, you try to put Israel in there. It's like, no, sorry, occupied Palestine.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
If you want to stick around after, you can, but no worries either way. And we'll see everybody
All right.
next time. And
Bye
free
now.
Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising. Fight the power.